Hello, this is Medic in Disguise. I've been playing Animal Crossing City Folk Deluxe, the new patch that just came out, for about a week now, and had a bit of trouble getting it set up on my machine. I want to share some tips for getting this mod to run on Dolphin because I did run into a few problems that I didn't really see anywhere else, and I wanted to make sure that other people could fix those problems themselves. Now, this isn't meant to be a comprehensive troubleshooting tutorial. This is just the two problems I ran into. Those two being IntCPU, then getting WiiLink to run. So we're going to start with IntCPU. Essentially that means when you load up ACCF Deluxe, you get a black screen with an arrow handle saying IntCPU. This means you have a bad disk dump. The Deluxe patch doesn't work like other mods, like Doom mods for example, that are essentially games all on their own. It patches dynamically in real time the City Folk disk to run with the new content. If you have a bad City Folk disk, then the Revolution patch will throw the hissy fit, Dolphin throws a hissy fit, and everything just falls apart. The best way to see if you got a good dump is to simply right click on the dump in Dolphin menu and go to verify integrity. It'll run for about half a minute or so. And it'll come up with this is a good dump or this is a bad dump and list every single problem you may possibly have with your dump. If it's a bad dump, you just simply need to get a better dump. The only reliable way to do this and the only real legal way to do this is to do it yourself with your own Wii console and your own City Folk disk you surely own. You just pop City Folk into your Wii. You install Homebrew and use a program on Homebrew in order to rip the disk image. And this should pop up 99% of the time as a good disk dump unless your disk itself is damaged. If it's still not working after you get a good disk dump, that means you should probably change the file. By default, pretty much every single game comes as a .isl, but sometimes you might get .wbfs or wvfps or some other real proprietary file format that Dolphin accepts, but Revolution has a hard time dealing with, I suppose. If you get one of those files, you simply need to change it to a .isl yourself. There's programs online to do that. It's very easy to do. Just do a quick search up. Okay? After that is WiiLink. I had a bit of trouble getting this set up myself. It's a bit more convoluted. WiiLink is actually mostly handled by the Deluxe patch, but you need to get Dolphin ready to emulate the Wii's internet capabilities. To do that, you go to Tools, and you go to Perform Online System Update. Select the region that you're in, or the region that matches your Animal Crossing City Folk game. Probably going to be United States or Europe. Then after that's done installing, you go to Manage NAND and import bootme NAND backup. This is the bare minimum files you need in order to run the Wii menu with internet support on Dolphin. After all of that is done, you hit load the Wii system menu, and Dolphin will actually emulate the Wii system menu. Very cool. Make sure your controller is set up to emulate a remote properly, because as you know, you cannot go through the Wii menu without a remote. So once it loads up, go to Wii options and go to Wii settings. Go to the second page. Once it loads up, it might take a little bit of time. And go to Reconnect 24. You're going to want to click this top button here, and it will walk you through the steps, put you through disclaimers of getting Reconnect 24 set up, which is how the Wii stays connected 24/7, obviously. Standby connection. Click that next, and make sure it's turned on. If this isn't on, then City Folk won't connect to Wi-Fi properly, and things will go wrong. If you want to double check that it's working, go to Internet, and if you did everything correctly, it might take a bit of time, but if you did everything correctly, you should have connection 1 wired, and that means that Dolphin is connecting to the internet properly using the Wii files. If you want to triple check, go to the forecast channel or the news channel and set that up. And if your Wi-Fi is working properly or your Ethernet cable is working properly and is properly connected to Dolphin, you should be able to get this set up no problem and get local news and local weather in Dolphin if you really felt like doing that. If you want to quadruple or triple check, I've already lost count, you're going to want to load up ACCF Deluxe. You're going to need to do this anyways to get WiiLink set up for your City Folk Deluxe save. Again, make sure you're emulating the controller properly. I'm using a DualShock, a DS4 controller for the classic controller. You can use any USB controller. You can even use a Switch Pro if you want. So load into the menu. And the quickest way to do this is to load into Rovo's menu before the game starts and go to before playing. You can also access this from the phone in your character's bedroom. Go to WiiLink and he'll tell you if it's turned on or off. By default, it's going to be off, and keep them on. And the game will go through a little bit of a rating in order to make sure that you can connect to WiiLink. And if it works out, he say, okay, as you wish. So when it gets started, meaning that WiiLink is added. If you want to quintuple check at this point, you log into the game, and if you see Gulliver handing you a letter, as ACCF Deluxe will regularly give out DLC items and special items through WiiLink. So if you load into your town and Gulliver is waiting there to give you a letter, you know that WiiLink is working. As you can see, I have a WiiLink letter in my letter storage. As you can see, it'll give you a nice DLC item, and it's basically just a small confirmation that it's working. If you want to set tuple check because you're paranoid, you want to run to your checkpoint and talk to the dog on the right. As you know, the dog on the left does lost and found and civic stuff. The dog on the right handles all the internet stuff. Cooper is going to let you generate a friend code, and if he lets you generate a friend code and the game successfully connects to Wi-Fi, then you know for a fact you've done it all right. So, as you can see, I have a friend code, and as a little bonus, if anybody's watching this, you can go ahead and put my name in the friend code and add me to your friend list if you want to visit my town. And you can also share this with, of course, any of your online friends, any of your in real life friends, and anybody on the Discord server for City Folk Deluxe. I hope this helped you. As I said, I understand a lot of people don't know how to do this stuff. It's kind of obscure. And getting this working on Dolphin does take a little bit more time than getting it working on actual hardware. If this guide actually helped you, you're welcome. Please enjoy the mod. Thanks.